You never know what Mickey and Eric are going to come up with to figure out how to stop what OU's going to do. Um, you can't take away the idea of motivation for the team. And shit, I'll ride with Casey all day. He's had 3 interceptions in his first 3 games. That's 1 per game. He didn't have any last week. I know Georgia Southern isn't a good defense, but damn, if he needed to, Casey put the ball where it needed to be. So, and I love this wide receiver group. I love how they're coached. I love how they play. I love the way Anthony and AJ play. And who knows, maybe Gabe Irvin comes in somewhere in the middle of the second quarter and rips off a 60-yard run like he should have against OU last year before his knee buckled on him, because he was going for at least 50 that day.
Oh, yeah.
Who knows?
He had so much
Maybe
open
Mickey's
field.
going to light a fire under Donovan Raiola and go, we didn't hire you for your god dang fucking nephew, dude. Go out and coach some goddamn O-line. Go make these dudes knock some people on their ass. To hell with this zone blocking shit. Just go knock some people over. That's all we want. Just knock some people over. That's what we used to do. Knock people over. And maybe we win the time of possession game, just like North Dakota did a couple weeks ago, which keeps us in the game. Keeps us in the game. Anyway, that was a long answer to a short question. Sorry.
So their offense, based on just stats, even though it looks good, it is between 2 games against 2 subpar opponents. Is UTEP a good team? We'll see. Usually those Texas teams tend to be a little bit dark horsey sometimes. Kent State, non-factor. But if you look at their games between UTEP and Kent State, so UTEP, they beat them 45-13.
Mm-hmm.
Not exactly an impressive final score against a team that is now 0-2. And UTEP played who? And who did they lose against? They lost against North Texas. They lost against Oklahoma. And then they won against New Mexico State 20-13. So that tells me that they are not a very great team. And the fact that Oklahoma and their explosive offense was only able to put up 45. Okay, maybe they were putting in their 2s and their 3s. I don't know. But the game that really kind of highlights maybe their offense isn't necessarily what it's chalked up to be is their Kent State game. They beat them 33-3. And okay, that's almost a blowout pretty much. But if you consider the fact that 24 of their 33 points were scored in the third quarter and they only got 1 first half touchdown, and then the game ended with a safety where a quarterback ran out of the back of the end zone, something about
28-3. Yeah.
Yeah, something about their offense kind of strikes me as, maybe they're getting their legs. Maybe they're playing conservative and vanilla against teams that they know they can beat. That's entirely a possibility. But if you are trying to make your resume statement as a potential college football playoff team, don't you want to just blow these dudes out of the water? Don't you want to bring your A game? Absolutely. Yeah. And so the fact that they didn't necessarily have convincing wins against these 2 teams kind of makes me go, there is a potential that their offense isn't as explosive as we think. Yes, you've got Marvin Mims. Do I think he's explosive? Yes. Do I think Eric Gray is explosive? Yes. But is the full culminating package an explosive, blow the wheels off type of offense? I don't know. Doesn't look like it to me at this point.
Probably not. Probably not as explosive as it was last year with Spencer Rattler and all the players on that offense last year, because some of them are sitting at USC now. Yep. So you're probably right. You're probably this could be a game that Nebraska could stay in for 2.5 quarters, unless OU completely implodes because they haven't been tested yet by a team that's freaking pissed off about the first 3 weeks of their season. They haven't been tested yet, so you don't know.
And there's a thing that you could also consider that, okay, their offense hasn't really looked overly impressive. And then you couple that with the fact that they're looking at our defense And if I wasn't a potentially great team per se, I would look at our defense and not even think twice about it. That gives our defense a massive advantage because they're not gonna be expecting anything from us. I mean, last year we gave them a run for their money, but if I'm an overly confident OU team that looks at Nebraska, that just fired their head coach, that is an interim head coach, that their defense still has the same defensive coordinator and they're still a garbage team, I'm going to overlook Nebraska. Upset alert.
Yeah. Hey, you never know.
I don't know.
You never know.
That's me speaking from potential like positive to look at, but that's pretty much where that ends, because if we go to look at their defense, they have, out of their top tackler, they've got Danny Stutzman. He's a linebacker, 6'4", 238 pounds. He's definitely going to get potentially a first round draft pick because he's a beast. He's got 21 total tackles, 15 solo.
In 2 games. 21 tackles in 2 games. Yeah.
And 15 of them were solo.
Yeah.
Against yes, subpar opponents, but he's got 1 sack and 2 pass deflections. I mean, just the eyeball test when you see him, like I watched highlights of these games, spent a little bit of time. He's all over the damn place. Right. If he wasn't the one making the solo tackle, he was charged up right behind somebody ready to be an assist. So he's just all over the damn place. And then their top sack production comes from Reggie Grimes, their defensive lineman. He's 273 pounds. He's got 4 sacks, 5 solo tackles, 10 total with 1
that means
forced
he's
fumble.
Quick. If he's that small and he's getting 4 sacks, he's quick as hell.
Yep.
Which has been the Achilles heel for this offensive line, is somebody small and quick.
Exactly. You said exactly what I was going to say, because it's like yes, he's a little bit smaller, but 5 or 4 sacks. I mean, hell, isn't that the same amount that our team has total
right now? Yeah,
out of 3 games. Yeah. Yep. So then their top defender is Justin Harrington. He's one of their defensive backs, 6'3", 208 pounds. He's got 1 interception for 22 yards return on that interception, 4 solo tackles, and 7 out of 7 total tackles. Okay. And I thought he had pass deflections, maybe not. Freak athlete. I'm going to butcher this name here. David Agwubu.
Ugbu. We'll go
Agwubu. Agwubu. I think that's how you say it. Agwubu.
Agwubu. Yeah, okay. That works.
He's a freak. He passes the eye test. You see him, he's all over the damn field. Guys love him. People talk about him in the YouTube comments and on Reddit and stuff. Like, I can't wait for him to really take off. It looks like he's just been right behind everybody else, just ready to make a move. He hasn't
faced this offense yet, though.
So. No, he hasn't. So he's got 6 solo tackles.
To tackle Anthony Grant yet. So.
Yep. Anyway, I'm not going to go over his stats there. I mean, he's got a sack. That's the notable stat. As a team, as a whole, they have 2 forced fumbles, with one of them that they were able to recover, 2 interceptions, 9 sacks, 9 pass deflections, and 1 safety. Granted, they didn't tackle him in the end zone, but they forced him out. So that's 1 safety, which if there's anything that Nebraska has experienced in the last few years, it's
getting a few safeties.
Getting a few safeties.
At least it's not on special teams this year, though, so far.
So, compiling all that together, they've got a kicker. I was going to write it down, but I mean, he's 10 for 10 on his extra points, and he's got 2 field goals. Both his longest field goal he's had to make is 25 yards. So, not really much to interpret out of that. So that breaks down Oklahoma as a whole. They're a damn good team. They're a damn good team. Are they national championship contention team? I don't know.
No.
Based on the eye test,
no,
not looking like it.
Maybe in 2 years when the playoff expands, this team would be a national championship contender, but not this year.
But one thing that is damn certain is that they are going to contend with Nebraska, and they're most likely going to win. But like I said earlier, there are a few things that you can look at and see potential holes that could be exploited by competent coaching staff. And we'll just see how it plays out.